Hello, everybody. We've got the top of the table matchup here for round 4. Both undefeated teams coming in. Kanye and Ebony versus Esper and Shadow Shield. This ought to be a fun one. Two very opposing styles coming in as well. I've got a co-caster joining me once again. Gotrix along here to provide meaningful insight.
Hi-oh.
And by meaningful insight, y'all know what I mean.
Words.
So, let's go ahead and get it underway. Let's just dive right in. We elected to do it from Kanye's perspective. We did eventually get a recording from Shadow Shield, but we both decided that we wanted to watch it from Kanye's perspective, despite being a minute and change into the match here on Palace of Game 1. So it looks like Shadow Shield and Ebony have both taken a fair amount of damage, and Esper and Kanye have taken a smidgen each. So teams on fairly even footing. We got the Stimulate on Kanye, Tiger Strength, Shadow Shield only at 2 aura, holding on to an environmental that I doubt we have seen. It could be into the Chaos. Maybe they've got Reduced Entropy, so I don't know exactly what game they're playing.
Kanye is at 10 aura too, and everyone else is actually pretty low. So this is, it'll be interesting to see what's happening.
Yeah, there's definitely been some high-octane action, I'm sure, going on there. But let's just dive in right here, because I don't want to do 2 different videos to try and watch the first minute of it. I'll probably at least provide a link in the description to Shadow Shield's version so you can see that in there. Maybe we'll go back at the end and play it. But we're going to go ahead and we'll begin the recording hit play for the video. Whenever you're ready here, Goat.
Count me down.
All right, 3, 2, 1, play. Kanye hovering the turbulence. Decides that he is going to get rid of the environmental and the Tiger Strength for Esper. Loses quite a bit there. Ebony loses the green as well. A big Fire Gehenna connects with the remaining Tiger Strength onto Shadow Shield. He's suffering.
What second are you on? My video froze up again. I apologize.
I will pause at 24 seconds here.
I'm backing up. Yeah, these links have been very... Okay, round 24.
All right, and hit play in 3, 2, 1.
Alrighty, so there we go. So yep, looks like There's Shadow Shield is on Kanye right now. Kanye manages to dark hole bullet of fire, throw a fireball. Couldn't quite tell which one it was. Yeah, right now Kanye and Ebony look to definitely be ahead though. Better life totals, more skills in hand. Ooh, and Kanye is catching all sorts of stuff. He's erased like 3 attacks already.
Hold on. I think I got Rhea in my base now.
Yep, sounds like he's going back to get Bregan. Bregan, you still there?
Oh, I'm sorry. I had accidentally hit the mute button. I've been saying Kanye has had a monster start, clearly.
Yeah.
10 aura, a Stimulate, multiple attacks and shields, like everything coming out in a considerate order. Like,
yeah,
things are looking super hot for Kanye right now.
Yeah, everything is definitely coming up Millhouse for him. That's for sure. Okay, so he does... Oh! Hyper kick with no damage on Lightning Excalibur. That's a non-bow if I ever saw one.
Ebony is dead, by the way. I don't know if we noticed that. Esper, also dead. Shadow Shield, also gonna be dead. Goodness. Fire Gehenna uses up a lot of life there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So this is bringing this game back to a closer margin now.
Shadow Kanye went from being...
using that sign really well to get out of there.
Yeah, Kanye went from being very healthy to not very healthy. And he decides to grab Override a shield with another fortress.
So much damage getting out of there, though, from Ebony.
Yeah, this doesn't look like it's been a knockdown, knockdown drag out fight here.
They lost that environmental and apparently had a slow enough aura start. I don't know if their arsenals are too packed or what, but they're still trying to find what I'm assuming is a reduced entropy and have not been able to place it.
Yep, there it is.
And they've still got reincarnations anyway.
And Glacial Wand Kanye's had to deal with. And since they have no stat... Ooh, this is going to get brutal. And since only Shadow has a stat buff in place, it don't matter. They're able to get it.
Yeah, Stimulate Reincarnation has their number.
Well, yeah, reincarnation's still gonna be. He's gonna be trouble for him. Up.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man, just barely, just barely. Oh, it's just a. Oh yeah, this time it's a chaos. So
Right here, right here. Come next to me.
okay, interesting.
Wait, yeah, you're right. It is a chaos. What in the? What am I
This
watching?
well, wait. This was weird. Was one a chaos and then a and then a
I mean, last
yeah.
time they were using reincarnation, so yes. And now there's a
Oh.
reduced entropy. What? No, wait. It is
No,
still
that's a chaos right
It's
now.
still chaos.
This is chaos right now.
I just
Yeah,
saw
'cause-
Fire Gehenna grayed out and was like,
Oh, nice flame sword.
what is this
Okay.
series?
It's okay. We'll just say that both you and I are obliterated at this point, since I was the one who was obliterated
Was
last
that
time.
like bad communication that they messed up and brought the wrong arsenal?
Well, that would be extremely funny if that was the case. That'd
I just
also
don't
be
see how you run
extremely
chaos
bad.
and reduce entropy together in any semblance, of it making any sense.
I had judgment too.
Yeah, there's like no overlap between the two at all. You are severely handicapping one person
Yeah, man.
for the benefit of the other.
Yeah, Rian.
All I know is that matchup looked very weird. We saw a whole lot. We saw Kanye. Everything was like I said. Everything was coming up roses for him. He had a great hand the whole time. He had 10 aura. He was a big dick player that round. Oh, and
It
speaking of
worked.
big dick player, is he gonna go with the Yeezus arsenal? Nope, he's gonna go with Ebony on Panorama Earthquake.
Mhm.
I mean, it's
It's
clearly a
three-
grind out deck here.
And it's 3 schools too. I know Kanye was a big fan of Ebony's arsenals after he won the 1v1 tourney. So
Well, I mean, they've been running that in this tournament. It is their trademark. This
well, yeah.
recall,
Like I said,
quantum decay, violent change, lots of erase shields.
And probably the weirdest rate, and I know in Ebony's case, the weirdest ratio of aura to skills for one of those type of arsenals ever. It was like, what, 11 something? 11 aura? It was super low. But he said it would work perfectly. Okay, so, it looks like we're
No.
getting the Swift Blow out of Shadow Shield here.
They got the reduce entropy down now.
But there's a judgment, so
Swift Punch is doing some work now.
yeah, you managed to get a hit on it. That's definitely one of the ooh. If anybody's gonna make that skill hit, it's gonna be Shadow Shield because he is a melee master.
That's true. I mean, Swift Punch is very similar to a lot of the other moves he uses.
Yeah,
It's very
it's
spammable.
definitely move. Yeah, it's pseudo spammable because you don't get to stockpile aura with it, obviously. Oh my goodness!
It's not
Speaking of
used
which,
very often, but Swift Punch has a better hitbox than Dance and Cycle Burst by quite a bit.
yeah, but at the same time, it just I don't know. I've had mixed results on it, but like I said,
Yeah, I mean, Shadow Shield's the guy who can use it.
yeah, this is kind of like how Xanxus made Kai Palm his trademark move. Shadow has made all the skills like Psycho Burst, Dance to Death, and now Swift Blow, or no, Swift Punch in this case, his kind of specialty. So, okay, so there's the first Quantum Decay.
I think they've got another reduce entropy, but they still don't have an amulet for it. And I don't know if Ebony's still holding on to his judgment, but he can definitely recall it.
Yeah, and it looks like he has. Oh gosh, it's really fuzzy. 16 life, yeah, so he's plenty of life to use the judgment still.
They actually
And-
dropped that Enviro.
Huh. All I know is this is going to be a very weird spot to be in because, oh, there's a hyper kick. I mean, Shadow obviously is going for the two and under strategy. I don't know if he's running any other school with it or not. Like this would be an ideal point to have like a vicious balance too. Oh, there's a judgment. There's the pop. Esper's at 4 aura still. There's a rapid cannon does manage to get through.
They still got a long way to go with the violent changes.
They do. Oh, there's a Swift Punch again. Like I'm curious if the Swift
They've got
Punch
the
was
Enviro. Are they going to place it effectively this time, though?
Yeah. I'm very curious about the Swift Punch. Oh yeah, and yeah, Kanye's down now because Swift Punch. Swift Punch has dealt 20 damage to that man.
I'm up top.
I got to tell you though, this is a very weird counterpick to the whole pop and erase strategy. Is to be like, well, I just need 2 aura and 1 attack. What you got?
Well, I mean, they've paired it with a reduced entropy, which is good.
Yeah, but the reduced entropy has been a non-factor this entire match. Also, Guard of Water now makes that next Swift Punch.
What I don't understand, if he's going to run Swift Punch and he's going to run reduce entropy, why they're not just doing vicious balance?
On top, yeah, you would think they would be adding that on top too. Maybe they just haven't drawn it yet, or they haven't looked. Diabolic Trick now to go into Shadow's base. There's a Rian.
No. Nope.
And I definitely think he would rather. Nope, there it is.
They're
3 or
hanging
more.
it without... there's the judgment. He's just got it in hand. They're hanging it without...
Orber Amulet.
Well, I guess he did have an amulet that time.
I got,
But still, I mean, amulet doesn't matter because they'll eventually get through it with judgment.
Yep. There's a Quantum Decay. Were not for the capsule popping, their Quantum Decay would actually not be very effective at all here.
I have an amulet.
Yeah, there should definitely be vicious balance in Shadow Shield's arsenal, and there's not.
There should also, there should definitely also be an orb or something to help make judgment cost a little bit of life. Something more than
Esper
just,
should be hanging with an orb, and he should have vicious balance. 100%. I am not a fan of the idea and its conception is good. Their execution and how they designed it, I don't think is.
No, yeah. I mean, and normally if you get too wild of an idea for if you try to cram arsenals too tight with stuff, normally you get ideas that don't work because you don't get the pieces to come out together. And I'm wondering if that's the case with Shadow Shield and Esper right now. I know this much though, as wacky and wild as these capsule pop / level pop / I have physical / I have attacks in there too. Yeah, Ebony and Kanye are making it work slowly but surely. They've gotten down to 3 capsules and 1 capsule respectively.
I'm dead.
And Kanye's dead, but I don't think it's gonna matter.
No, I'm right out front.
Kanye goes down, and Esper's been popping too.
Yeah, he's got.
He's got so far to go through. I think Ebony's in there using a diabolical trick on Esper as well.
Yeah, and he's got 8 life versus the 18, and slowly ticking down from Shadow. They got to make a move. They got to get that. They got to get that damage on him. I don't think they're gonna get it. Yeah, Shadow just died.
Returned.
Oh goodness, they could have won that. They could have still been in that if they had tried to move for the kill. But
some key things missing. They had to in this day and age, you can't expect to pull off a hang without the orb. It should be dedicated. You've got to have an orb.
Well, especially if they're going against Wheelers, because Wheelers know they don't get the ability without a fight skill. Otherwise, they don't have the ability to pick up the Enviro. So yeah, they had to protect it better.
I mean, this situation deserves context too. You're playing against Ebony and Kanye, who are known for very intricately crafted erase grind out arsenals, which, without going into whether or not I like that meta, they're known for it. And they know from the previous rounds they've watched Esper and Shadow hang in every single round of Swiss leading up to this. They have to know that hanging is coming, and especially reduce entropy, which is, tailored to beat a lot of what they do. So they're going to plan for the reduce entropy, and the reduce entropy that they're playing is not well executed. We saw reduce entropy and a chaos in the same arsenal, which made no sense. And then this last time, they needed to have vicious balance in there too, and they didn't.
Well, at the very least, since our hanging rules have been modified to not allow true hangings, you have to, at the very least, force the opposition to be bringing some sort of flight skill to deal with your hang, and not just be able to deal with it the normal way.
I mean, it's double cartwheeler though. They leave themselves.
Exactly, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. That's why you have to force them to bring something like a levitate or something to fly up and pick up the skill, instead of just being able to pop it with a judgment or a return to nature. Either way, so we're on City here, possibly the last stand for Shadow and Esper, unless they can turn around here.
Ooh,
Oh!
trash.
Ouch.
Ebony's down to 8 too. Esper's doing a number on him down there.
Oh, and then Ebony, yeah, they both took a big hit.
They're
And
honestly at this
Shadow.
point they're just trying to get next to each other to
Ooh.
not die, and
Yeah,
it
that's
doesn't
not gonna
matter.
happen.
Oh, fuck.
Esper and Shadow come out punching on that one.
I agree, Kanye.
What'd he
I
say?
totally agree. Fuck. He just let out this nice big audible fuck. Yeah, just you know what's funny? The last like 4 matches I've watched with you where there was a city match, every one of them have been quick and brutal. They have all been just straight up fist fucking fests where trash damage comes in, somebody gets gang banged by a 2v1 situation. I hate that map. That is the worst map in this game.
I think it's a fine map. I think the spawns are bad.
I think you're terrible for thinking that.
I think the map is fine if you just redesign the spawns.
There's a bunch of things you can do on that map, but the way it is now, regardless, it's oh my goodness, it's a brutal map. It will end games very quickly. And so it looks like we're gonna go to highway. Looks like we're gonna get another one of the weird pop out arsenals. As you can see, 18 capsules, 3 attacks, a whole bunch of yellows and purples. But according to Ebony, this is the perfect ratio. It always works.
Well, and they've got lots of different variations of it, and we've seen it work a lot of different times, so we can't say that it doesn't.
Oh no, and it combos perfectly with the fact that they're cartwheelers on top, so they have the extra added defense. So when they don't have the aura or the aura recovery to use a shield in time, it can make it work. It hits everything. It hits your levels. It hits your attacks. It hits your remaining capsules, and it can still go offensive. So yeah,
I'd be
Who might have
interested
judged,
to
right?
see if jumpers could pull it off, like a jumper, like say Murder. You know, somebody who's really defensive. If a pair of jumpers that are defensive enough, because I think you'd have to be super high skill at a jumper to be able to do it.
yeah.
It'd be interesting
I think-
to see because I think they'd have some
Oh yeah,
advantages.
I think map selection also plays a big part in it. Definitely plays a big part in it too. And so, speaking of that perfect ratio, both of them start off with early boost mines to get them almost right into recall range. Esper is on Kanye with looks like a throttle fireball, and it looks like he got it.
Yep, popped that aura particle a little bit earlier. He could have used the relearn on a boost mine, but
Nope, he's back. More throttle fireball. There's the offense I was talking about with the Bregan. He
he's got
takes
the
3 damage
recall
from the
though.
sword. Yeah. They're in the perfect spot right now to start the grinding. Oh, there's the quantum. Quantum Man.
Actually knocks
Double
his
quantum
partner
man.
off the map with it.
Yeah. I'm.
Quantum DK.
So this is gonna get real ugly because obviously the ones who are gonna get more of the benefit out of all this level boosting is gonna be Kanye and Ebony, and their quantum in the quantum key is clearly gonna keep the Psycho Burst that Shadow Shields obviously have from doing as much damage.
Yeah, but I mean they are at 9 and 7 aura respectively. Those are some big hits.
Yeah, and it'd be very interesting if, as a counter arsenal, if Shadow Shield made one of these style of arsenals that had both, they had quantum amps and the relearn recall.
That breaks the glacial wall. Oh, Kanye, I don't think he meant to do that.
Nope.
Go.
So the good news is that Ebony, not Ebony, but Esper and Shadow are keeping pressure on them, forcing them to not be able to just pop nonstop.
Well, Ebony hasn't had much pressure on him, but Esper has had pressure on Kanye. He flubs the block, though. Kanye, he just wasted the Rian, in fact. Ebony uses a fortress. I think he lost the fortress to a Psycho Burst. Esper does die.
Shadow is healthy and with speed though, so he should be able to make this pickup no problem. Yeah, he's just okay. Wow, manages to walk 2 swords, misses the shield on one of them, but yeah, stays in it. Okay, so
I think that was a ray shell too.
yeah. Ooh,
Kanye goes down to that flame sword. Ebony is healthy. That's a long pickup.
yeah, that is. Oh, but Ebony still has a lot of life
Oh,
though.
there we go. Psycho Burst connects. I didn't see what shield he's
He,
got,
did,
but
he didn't. He had a lot of life. He don't now. So
yeah,
Shadow
one
is
more
gonna.
Psycho Burst will finish it off.
Yeah, well, yeah, but he
Nope,
got to get
they
some.
allow him
he
to
got-
make the pickup. Kanye takes another flame sword immediately, though.
Manages to get glacial and catch the vibration, but
Shadow
it won't
Shield
keep
loses
up.
his Psycho Burst again. It's only Esper right now.
Oh, this is not good. Oh, let's talk about setting up another violent change. Yeah, Shadow Shield may be out of the fight.
I wonder if Shadow Shield should have jumped off to get back faster. Like, that is the Kanye Ebony
He-
classic of popping
Well,
just
he's
before you
got-
get back to your bench.
Well, he's got the life total to do it. He hasn't taken a hit.
That's what I'm saying. He should have, but he didn't.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm agreeing with you here.
Ebony takes a hit. He
Ooh.
tumbles. Kanye's got a
Takes a
long
knife.
trip to make.
And Shadow
I guess
does
that
manage to find.
vibration laser, there's nothing he can do.
Oh.
Wow.
Hey, Bregan, I need to pause for just 1 second, okay?
All right. I'm at 1931.
Okay.
Man, yeah, I didn't see exactly how Ebony died, but Esper won that at the end there, 2v1. Impressive work out of Esper. I guess he's also off mic for the moment, so I'll just keep going. Impressive work out of Esper. Shadow Shield was snapping some shields. Shields were broken and became shadows because they no longer were physical because he was there. But Esper put in a lot of work with that flame sword. Put a lot of pressure onto Kanye, which was able to trigger that first pickup that Ebony took damage on, and then cleans up with the vibration laser. Really big props to Esper on that match there, doing
That
a lot
was-
of work.
Oh yeah, and plus I don't know if you mentioned Shadow Shield, but the big thing is that he was able to swing life totals very quickly, so they didn't have the time to keep saying because Kanye and Ebony almost had them popped out. They were just about grinded out.
Yeah, and that forces a game 5 too, so we'll have to see where we're headed for game 5. Since we're paused anyway, let's find where it starts. It looks like it's going to be Refinery. Let's see. I'm moving forward, trying to find it. 23. All right, that might be a little bit too far. 22.
Let's see here.
All right,
yeah,
2246.
2246. Okay, let me get
Yeah.
there.
Instead of waiting through all the menu, we might as well just move it along. You got that?
Just about there. I'm 4 seconds ahead, but it's not letting me pinpoint 46
All right,
exactly.
so I'll get to
Oh, it's gone up, yeah.
2250.
Okay, yeah.
I'll
So
get there.
we'll start a couple seconds.
All right. And I'm at 2250 now because that was where you were, correct?
Yep.
All right. Starting 3, 2, 1, play.
Okay. So I'm assuming it's the same arsenal because it looks very similar. There's relearn, there's level boost, there's guard of
It
water,
might be slightly different. They got a lot of versions of it, but I mean, he's got
but the same basic
He's got the golden
same basic
start.
concept. Yep, same. Yeah, I think it's
It's
either it may be a different version of it, but the differences are so minor. Yep, there's the first violent change. Everyone seems to have a pretty healthy aura start.
I'm good, bro. I'm good.
And I'm kind of curious at this point if maybe it'd be more beneficial to slash one aspect of it, like maybe focus more on the capsule pop versus the level arrays, or vice versa. I don't know. Maybe it just seems like it's trying to do too much. Oh, he's got a judgment out of knock. Shadow, I think. Yep. Nope. Esper out of the air.
I have a bomb whenever you're ready.
Shadow has an accuracy boost, so I'm only assuming we're going to see rock shots galore here.
Ebony's got either Amulet or Orbon.
Yep.
I'm good, bro. I'm good.
Yeah, I know Kanye's has an angle in there too.
Part of what makes this work is they really just want to sit in their base. Like, usually what you see a problem with other recall loop type decks is that you have so many things that you're sitting on and want to hang on to. Whereas all of this, they just want to burn through it.
Yeah, oh yeah, no, they. If there's one thing that's changed about how people play this game, or since the re-release, it's that people are not afraid to cram their arsenals way more tighter and just burn through skills the minute they don't appear to be of value to keep the arsenal moving.
Well, it's not even that they need to burn, but like the abilities themselves are made to be used as soon as they get them.
Well, yeah, exactly. Well, I mean,
And
that was definitely
this
one
setup
thing.
that they have here. Like, as soon as you have a boost mine, you use it. As soon as you have a recall, you use it. As soon as you have the quantum decay or the violent change, like you use it or you overwrite it. Like you just keep moving. They don't even need to leave their spawn unless they're attacked.
Well, yeah, the idea is that you don't want it because you want to be next to your base to keep that constant flow of skills. So I'm not sure. Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's a beauty to it, but it sure is not engaging for tournament play.
Yeah, it's not exciting to watch, but it is exciting for the person playing it because obviously there's a lot of decisions you got to make very quickly, and if you're getting
How
overwhelmed,
exciting I'd find it. Like, I'm just watching him. I'm literally just watching him pick up capsules. That's it.
Yeah, speaking of picking up capsules, Shadow's at 6 capsules and 6 aura. So whatever's done by Ebony and Kanye, it looks like it put a hurt on him pretty bad. So this may be the Esper. Ooh, and Esper's at 2 aura and 12 capsules.
I mean,
Yeah, this
how
may
do
be
you
the
not
Esper.
come ready for this with at least an orb or something? Or like they had the reduced entropy, but like they didn't pull it off the way I wanted to see it.
Oh, gets
They
a
got the
14
fairy
damage
ring
and death.
dance.
Right here, downstairs. Climb the cave, you can. Okay,
Nice. So there goes another. Oh yeah, no. Shadow has an orb. Shadow's perfected. I see that now. He's very low on capsules, and Esper has to dig now to get an offense going. Yikes.
Well, I mean, really, all he has to
Very
do is
bad.
fairy ring, fairy ring.
Well, Fairy Ring requires 2 aura. He doesn't have the aura to do it.
Is it 2? I don't know. I don't use
Yeah,
that shit.
it's 2.
He's got 2 now.
Yeah. See, that's the bad part about Fairy Ring is technically by the time you get the aura to use it and its startup, because you do the whole like charge up animation, it doesn't leave you. Oh God, gets him again.
do it. Climb decay.
Do you hear that? Quantum decay.
Yeah, if he quantum decays him right now.
If you climb decay, he's game over for him. Oh my god.
No,
Too late.
no, sir, it's not.
He
It's
didn't.
not
Well,
gonna
he
be
didn't
done.
have one. He had a violent change.
So this is going to be the first tournament where we've seen Fairy Ring show up in 2 matches and put in the work.
Well, I mean, it's a 14 damage dance to death. He's got 15 health. He jumps off.
Oh, yeah.
Actually.
Yeah, and this is one of the perils of running double cartwheeler is that if you don't protect yourself against skills with stun, you're getting lined up for a free 1-hit kill in some cases.
Yeah, it is a 1-hit kill if they can pull off the fairy ring combo. And Shadow Shield is.
He is
nearby.
right at the. He's at the exact aura amount necessary to survive this because he'll be able to orb the fairy ring and still have enough to.
Ebony just jumps off
the-
again. He gets antsy, doesn't like the setup, and just decides
Yep.
to reset. I guess.
And the gross part is that Esper can pressure with Lucifer's arrows safely from a distance.
I think he's got his own orb, so fairy ring doesn't hit him anymore.
What shield you got? What shield? He has Cycle Burst.
The bad part is that if he gets oh no, never mind. So he's back
Yeah,
in.
I
So
guess
now
with his own orb, it doesn't matter.
Ebony takes a big hit. Quantum decay doesn't. Oh, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. 10 aura.
They popped out Shadow Shield though.
Shadow has 17 life though. Don't even worry about it. Shadow, this is that time. I'm begging you. Do not go quit back to menu. You do not have that option. You have 14 life. You can get that last tackle.
Has no aura yet.
And Ebony's
get
just
that
gonna
last
keep
tackle.
away.
Off, bro.
Yeah, he's going to. And he should.
My base.
Meanwhile, Shadow and Esper need to move in on him, like now.
Yeah, Esper doesn't have enough aura to do anything. Not Lucifer's or nothing.
he can be there to pick up Shadow, who hasn't died yet, though. And that's what he needs to do. This is going to be a risky play. Are we going to see that? Are we going to see the last minute tackle? Are we going to see that touchdown?
No, I mean, he picked up Kanye. It doesn't matter. Well, Kanye just killed himself.
I got violent change. Shadow's gonna die. Shadow's dead.
Yeah, but Shadow Shield still has enough life to. He had a pretty healthy life total to begin with, so he's still in it. Ew, this is a brutal match.
That's it.
Now it's over. Now it's gonna be over. Yep.
Yep.
Just barely.
Yeah, I know.
I was hoping we were gonna get that last minute, Chariots of Fire, Hail Mary, Dance of Death for the win, but I think they're onto something.
Yeah,
I definitely think they're
Ebony
onto
picking
something.
up the orb basically saved it.
Yeah. Because I know I saw an amulet earlier in Kanye's too, so when he played it on a different map.
Yeah, the fairy ring was effective. Again, it just felt like that each time they had a good idea and then the setup wasn't all the way there. Esper's arsenal just got ravaged so quick. Like, it took them a lot longer to set that up. Like, when we watched Xanxes and Evolution do that, they were set up, lickety split. They were using the Vicious Balance and the Key Palm. This one was, Dance of Death with the Fairy Ring. It seemed like a good setup, but it took a long time to get there. And then once Ebony found an orb, it just didn't matter.
Well, one of the other problems is that the map size obviously plays against Esper and Shadow's strategy, because if they get spread apart spawns, then those two have time to dig and get the grind strategy going, whereas Esper and Shadow, they're basically on the offensive. They have to start moving. The other thing is too, did you see what other school Esper was using? Because if he was using Nature, he should have had something like a decoy, or if he was using a Psycho, like a Dazzle, something else to back up be as an alternate, especially since they're both healers.
He should have had something like an orb.
Well, you should have had an orb of his. Obviously, you should have had an orb of ammo, but you should have had like a backup stun skill. Because even just decoy Dance of Death would have been good enough.
I'm not sure. All I saw him do was Fairy Ring, really. And
yeah.
If Fairy Ring is your end game, like, at least make sure you can do it. His aura was somehow wiped out so consistently that he didn't have 2 aura.
And he just didn't. He just got pulverized in the aura department. I wonder if there was a skimping on the aura there because of how low cost the skill is. But
what else did he even have in there? I don't know.
Yeah, hard to say. Didn't really get enough of their side, because once again we chose to view it from Kanye's. But we'll have a video available for Shadow and Esper, so you can take a look at their build.
I'll pull up that first minute and a half. I'll play that now. I'll send it to you if you want to do it as well.
Okay, yeah, sure, go ahead. But yeah, no, the good news is that most likely by the point spread, both teams are still going to make the cut for top 8.
I'm pretty sure they're both top 4, in fact.
Yeah.
Especially after
they'll make
3-2.
Oh yeah, they'll make the both teams basically these last couple sets. These two teams, they're easily going to make the top 8 cut. So we'll get to see them get in action, and
I'll calculate the points out. So Ebony and Kanye go up 1 point, puts them at 7, which is point-wise technically tied with us, but they are 4-0, so they'll be number 1 seed. We're number 2 seed. Esper and Shadow. Actually, it's going to be a 3-way tie at 7 points. Esper and Shadow were at 8 points, and they lost 1.
But just as a reminder, the pairings for the top 8 are going to be random, so the seed will not matter.
Yeah,
just
it doesn't matter, but it's fun to say who finished where in Swiss, I guess, at least. So we'll be tied with Shadow and Esper at 7 points with a 3-1 record. Ebony and Kanye are also at 7 points, but have a 4-0 record. Don't ask me how that all works. But we are seeing here it was just a lot of Fire Gehenna. I think that explains what happened here. Lots of Fire Gehenna is what happened.
Lots of Ice Sword and Grind Out. Lots of grind out, lots of counterplay to the grind out. Yeah,
I
it was a
mean, look
great
at that.
series.
There's a chaos there, and he's holding out a reduced entropy. I feel like if they had a consistent plan on Palace, I want to turn up the audio. I hear them talking. What are they saying as they lay this? Like, was this the plan? Because this shouldn't have been the plan. What is this? Chaos and reduced entropy at the same time. Now, what does he say? Because I heard him say something.
You know, take it down. Is that limiting you?
Yeah, that is a reduced entropy. Holy crap.
Pressure with Ebony.
You know, I've thought about it a couple different times.
Why was that the plan? Chaos and reduced entropy in the same.
You know,
I don't.
There's
understand.
there's one thing I'm going to say that hasn't really been explored as a strategy, and I'm not even sure if it would ever be viable, is multiple Enviro arsenals, not necessarily to the insanity of its Orange Baby levels of multiple Enviros, but
I mean, I
clearly in
can
this
see
case
having
it doesn't.
two different environmentals, but why those two? They're mirror opposites.
Yeah, no, I was just about to say, yeah, why would you do ones that are straight up opposites of each other?
Yeah.
He even asks, is that limiting you? Fuck.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I stopped it because we were at basically where we picked up in there. Yeah, that is a strange call.
It is definitely a strange call. Had they coordinated a little bit better, maybe we would have a different series at this point. But
let's see. And I'm looking at the build he has here for it. It's for the reduced entropy for Shadow's build is a 1730, and it has nature. This is just. I don't like this reduced entropy build. There's two of them in there. He's running nature, but there's no orb. And he's also not running faith with it. If you're running it, you just got to go all in. You got to run faith, put the Mephisto's packs. You got to run orb, get the nature, get the orb. You have to have those things and just go all in on it. And they didn't do it. There was holes in it. They paid for it. The aura was low. He got aura screwed. He didn't have an orb for once they finally got delayed, and they paid for it.
Yeah, definitely a critical misfire in the planning stages of that map and those arsenals. But the good news is they will make it on to the next round of the tournament to give it another whirl and hopefully iron that out. Yeah, and at this point, for everyone who's watching, and especially for the teams who are going to make that cut to top 8, please fucking prepare for Kanye and for Ebony.
Yeah,
you've seen it enough times.
Prepare for them. We know what they're bringing.
You've seen it enough times. You've seen it enough times. You know it's going to be in the wheelhouse. Even if they try to even if they're going to try to fake you out and not play it the whole time and hope you over prepare, you still got to do it. So.
Well, this should be a really good learning opportunity for Esper and Shadow as well. When it comes to this, they had some really good strategies and ideas. Their actual builds toward it needed a fair bit of work, but they should be able to take a look at this series and see. I mean, also if they're listening to what we're talking about, be like, okay, that's why that one didn't work. Okay, that's where the hole in that one was. And if they plug those holes, I think they could take the series next time. I feel like a lot of it was just lost in not the strategy, but how they actually built the arsenals that were supposed to go along
The plan,
with the
like I said, the planning phase is where things kind of didn't follow through.
Yeah, well, I meant because I did put the distinction. Their plan, the fairy ring plan or the reduced entropy plan, both of them are good plans, but the actual builds that they used for it.
That's part of the planning phase is when you build it. So either which way, there were some missteps. They'll need to fix them. But
it was
obviously,
it was a fun series, right? I suppose about as fun as it can ever be watching the grind out. But top of the table matchup definitely didn't disappoint. It was very close, and I'd love to see these teams duke it out a second time.
Yeah, we may see that soon enough.